What if I did? What if I said? What if I looked around at everything with love? What if I heard? What if I gave? What if my hand reached out to everything with love? What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only guide some will see? Then I must recognize within His Spirit, and it's only love. And I must be what I've come here to be. And I know the first step begins within me. What if I felt perfectly whole? What if my heart opened to everything with love? What if I knew only the truth? What if my mind accepted everything with love? What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only guide some will see? Then I must recognize within His Spirit, and it's only love. And I must be what I've come here to be. Yes, we're gonna be what we've come here to be. Oh, Mother, Father, Spirit, guide us from above. Our sons and daughters look to us to show them love. Come, sisters, brothers, let's hold hands and sing as one, that we will be what we've come here to be. Yes, we're gonna be what we've come here to be. What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only guide some will see? Then I must recognize within the Spirit, and it's only love. And I must be what I've come here to be. Yes, we're gonna be what we've come here to be. What if I did? What if I said? What if I looked around at everything with love? Love. What if I did? What if I said? What if I looked around at everything with love? What if I did? What if I said? What if I looked around at everything with love? What if I heard? What if I gave? What if my hand reached out to everything with love? What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only guide some will see? Then I must recognize within His Spirit, and it's only love. And I must be what I've come here to be. And I know the first step begins within me. What if I felt perfectly whole? What if my heart opened
Begin Within Ministries proudly presents Sofa Sundays with your hosts, Reverend Dr. Michelle Izuku and Reverend Jeannie Sovereigns. Sundays at 11:11 a.m. Arizona time and rebroadcasts on Mondays at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Come join us on the sofa every Sunday morning. Sofa Sundays with Michelle and Jeannie. Learn more at www.beginwithinministries.com. In partnership with New Thought Media Network.
Would you walk over here and turn that cover on? And there we are. Would you walk over here? And we should be back. Yay! Yep, we're back. Okay. Is it bad sound though? Well, I don't know. It's, yeah, you can hear that. You can hear it. It's not too bad. What's that background bad sound? The background is that, like I said. Well, that's what I was asking. That's what that is. So then we do need to turn that down. Yeah. I can't hear that at all, but it's. Well, I'll put it on once and see if that's. Okay, so we don't
Put it on the
die.
floor. Maybe put it on the floor. Maybe it's just
Too high? That could be.
We're figuring it out. I don't know why the mic just quit like that, but you know.
Okay. There we go. Good morning. Welcome
Thanks for waiting for
to
us.
Sofa
We appreciate
Sundays.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's always a good time with our tech.
Yes. You know,
We're gonna be pros one day.
one day.
That's
One
because
day.
what's happening. We're being prepared.
Exactly for the.
Or whatever. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah.
If we
it's-
grow, I'm just gonna want to hire somebody.
Oh,
Team.
absolutely. Yeah. Because that was craziness.
I know. Well, there's no rhyme or reason.
Mm-mm.
That's the problem. Is like.
Well,
there's
not
no-
that we know of. Right. And that'll lead into a bunch of other things later. But before we get there, of no rhyme and reason, because that's how life is sometimes. Here we are
Here we are.
at Unleash Your Life Studios, 7220 North 16th Street, Phoenix, Arizona, Building A1. Girls on the door.
Home of the fabulous, amazing, wonderful Reverend Dr. Michelle Whittington's
Woo-hoo!
classes, everything.
Events, and you can also rent this space. And in case you're new to us and don't know about how wonderful this space is, I just want to take a minute to acknowledge all the wonderful things, not just us and Michelle's work,
Stuff, yeah.
but she rents the space out. And so there's a lot of really good energy in this building.
Right.
Let's
So,
talk
really
about
good place.
it is a feel-good place.
Right.
And we were blessed to have the Tibetan monks here last month, and
Oh,
that
so good.
energy you can still feel, just as I said it, I got God vibes. It's, you can still feel all that goodness in here. So if
So
you're
cool.
looking for a wonderful little place to have a class of 10 or 25 people, just go to unleashyourlife.us.
Right, it's very reasonable. I
It
think.
is very reasonable.
It's a great spot.
Right. If I can afford it, you can afford it. So
Right. That's right.
Exactly.
That's right. Okay. What else? Oh, if you're watching on here right now, please comment. Say hello so we know
Yes,
that you're there.
we do
love
have.
the
I know
comments.
that Krista's on, so hi, Krista.
And we love the comments and questions. We do try to actively look at our feed, and
Yeah.
if there's something that comes up,
I
you
am
can
online.
Also, yes.
So if you see me
Also-
down here playing on my phone, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, she's not doing a game. She's.
Well, I
Checking
might
the
be,
live
but you know,
she's
I don't play games.
No, she's
I'm not playing the games.
Right, but anyway, we're excited that for those of you in the house, thank you for being here. We love when you're here, and those of you watching, we love that too. But if you're local, if you're local,
If you're loco,
or local,
right? If you're a local, please come down and see us on the
Yes.
sofa.
come see us. Yes,
More loco,
yeah.
the better. Yeah, more loco, the better. Did you see me shimmy?
Oh yeah, we just took a belly dancing class.
We did. It was amazing, and we learned to shimmy.
Yeah, we were good at that.
I was good at shimmy. Yeah, I got a lot of.
Our
got a lot
our
of
hips so
shoulders.
high, but our shoulders were.
Yeah.
Telling the truth.
So lots of fun. All right, let's get this party started.
Let's get this.
You want?
It's funny. No, I don't.
Do you want me to pray in? Or you want to
you
pray
pray
in?
in. I don't
All
know
right,
if
you
it's-
ding us in.
I'll dig it in a minute. Here we go.
So as we just arrive in this space, this sacred space that is the one power, the one life, the one presence, the one heartbeat, the one breath, the divine source energy that is us, that moves and has its being in each and every one of us. In this space, I speak my word for the highest and best good of this time together, knowing that each person that is here, that hears it later, that encounters it because someone recommended it, gets exactly what it is that their body, their spirit needs. And I know that they are blessed. They are blessed to receive as they are open to the guidance of the divine. And with this, I know that Michelle and I are blessed to be open to the guidance of the divine and accept and receive the downloads of what needs to be brought forth today. And that all teachers and leaders of all faiths, countries, cities, states, everywhere are guided, guarded, and protected through the divine consciousness, knowing that we are all one.
And in this space of oneness, one life, one body, one breath, I say thank you. Thank you, God. Thank you, life. Thank you, Source, for this time, for this energy, knowing that this is already done in the mind of God. I let it go. I call it good. And together we say, and so it is. All right. Send that one out.
Send it out.
Send it out. Woohoo! All right.
What's the hot topic of the day?
Today's hot topic is, I used to love to shop at Hot Topic, by the way. That was like my favorite thing to do when I used to go to malls. Anyway, oh my goodness, Hot Topic.
Edgy.
It was an edgy, like it was all black in there.
Skulls and spikes.
Yeah, that was my
Is that when I was being
teenage
a mother? When
No,
I was being a
I
little
was-
kid mother?
I was in a teenager.
Was it a goth
Teenager?
It was kind of
Kind of.
gothy. Yeah, a little bit. And then it kind of went to like Hello Kitty stuff and everything else. And I
trendy.
started
That's like a
trendy.
reverse dive.
Yeah, it really did. Anyway, I digress. The card today is, I love and care for my body, and it cares for me.
Amen, sister.
And it cares for me. I thought that was an interesting little,
It's from our health
what do you
and
call
well-being
that?
theme.
flip the script
Yeah, like
type
hello.
of thing.
It's all about the giving and receiving.
Yes.
Giving comes
Yes.
first. We have to give to our bodies, and we receive.
Well, I don't know if I agree with that, because I received a heartbeat immediately before I ever gave it anything.
Somebody
So,
gave it that first.
well, that's a chicken or egg thing.
I
But,
know.
now
I
that
know.
we're here, in these bodies, but that was something we were talking about doing the belly dance thing. We took our bodies to a class
Yeah,
to get movement, and we learned a bunch about our bodies yesterday.
I know. Yeah.
I learned that like there are actual muscles that I possess that I didn't know about because they hurt this morning. That's what I learned.
I get it.
That's so funny.
But it was, part of it, as I was telling you guys earlier, I'm in this class with Amy Steinberg called The Garden of Good on Tuesday nights, and we're in the body quarter. And
What's the name of it?
it's called The Garden of Good.
Oh, Garden.
Yes, and the teacher is Amy Steinberg, who is a New Thought singer, minister, comedian. Yeah, so she has like many, many talents, artist. And this particular quarter has been interesting for me as I'm doing new things with my body. Like I have all new parts. I have new parts. And so learning for those parts to move in the way that I'd like them to has been an interesting experience. And yesterday was as well. But I had so much fun.
I had so much fun too. I've been wanting to do that for a long time. Belly dancing isn't just like some people will just say, oh, that's belly dancing. Like it's a very sexy dancing if that's what you're looking at. But it's really about flow and movement and body appreciation and love for your body.
Yes.
And allowing your body to move how it moves and to just be with the flow of allowing your body to do those things. And, I just feel like one of my friends is a belly dancer, and she teaches, and one of the main things that she talks about is the loving yourself through this process of learning to belly dance, like seeing yourself as it is and loving yourself that way. And I really was, I've always been interested in it because of being able to move like that. When I see a belly dancer, they're just amazing. I love how they move their bodies like that. I've always wanted to figure that out. But also for that flow and movement in my own body, I feel like some things like we've talked about lately just between us, that some things are kind of stuck in like not moving how we want or whatever. Well, I think the first thing to do is get your body moving.
Right?
Start get some
Absolutely.
flow. Sometimes we tend to, we're stressed out or we're unhappy or we're working hard or pushing, trying to get this to go or whatever. And it's all like this. Well, belly dancing, you're not
You
doing
can't
this.
do that. No, for
You're
sure.
flowing and moving. And so I felt like perfect timing, of course.
Yes.
For that class. Plus it was fun.
It was
a
so much fun.
workout.
It was a workout.
It was
It
a
was an
workout.
hour workout.
I know. I kept thinking, I thought this was 30 minutes.
By the time I got one little thing down. We were 6 over, like of new things to do. And,
She's teaching a dance,
you know, a full dance.
Wait, what was the last one?
Yeah, exactly.
You add, and you add, and then she's like, no, let's add some arms to that. And we're all like, okay.
And it's funny that you're talking about it because, you know, you're in front, it's a dance class. You're in front of a big mirror. So you're watching yourself there. And if I would watch her in the mirror, I'd put the wrong arm up or, you know, the wrong foot, and she'd go the other left, you know. And so, yeah, it was different. And part of my body could accept the movements, and then my left side had a harder time because it's newer. And so, yeah. At one point, I finally had to tell her I just had knee replacement because, you know, she was looking at me like, are you really that uncoordinated? Well, one, yes, I am. And 2, look, half of me was moving slower, you know. I can do everything, I just move slow. And that was, but again, I love trying something new and being willing to be bad at it, right? Like that's a whole new concept for me. Flashback the 90s. Maybe it was late 80s. It was late 80s. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I think it was like 88, and I'm dating my first husband. And downstairs I had in the basement.
I clarified that. Dating my first husband.
I was dating my first husband. If you have to number them, there's more than one. And so I'm downstairs in the basement, and that was my art studio. And I was making this 3-piece art thing. And back in the 80s, I worked at Sherwin-Williams at the time period, so I had access to all this different paint and everything.
Dream.
Yeah, and back in the 80s, there was this 3-piece art set, which we have a couple of that kind of thing. But what happened would be this texture paint type of thing and glitter. Can't you see this, right? And stripes. Remember? So if you're from that time, so I was making these. And so I'm making one, and my husband comes there, my boyfriend comes down, and he says, there sure is a lot of glitter on that. And I must be 21, right? And I threw it down, and that was it. I never did another one. What? Yeah. So for me to do something and be willing to be bad at it is a new experience. Well, actually, not over the last 10 years, but you know, that wasn't who I was, you know, in my 20s. I was very much like, if you criticized me, I was never going to do it again. And so learning to accept criticism, constructive or otherwise, learning to make a fool of myself, learning to be willing to make a fool of myself, and laugh at it was a whole growth process in itself, you know. And so now, you know, because we've been talking about growth, you know, we set these things up in the beginning of the year, as you know, the titles and stuff. End of last year. So
it's just divine order.
It just happens, right?
It cracks me up every time.
So
we didn't know what this was. I mean, I didn't pre-look, and then went, oh, you know, this is going to be health and well-being.
Right.
Months, we should take belly dancing classes.
Right, exactly.
It's just like, you know, it just all lines. It's just.
Yeah, I didn't know that I was going to take her class and then start that. So yeah, it's just been.
How, when you're more aware, you spend time being aware, you notice that.
Right.
And you know, I feel like we forget what it was like to learn how to eat. Do you remember that? No. We don't remember that. And if your mother is not alive anymore, but if your mother's alive, you can ask her, what was it like trying to teach me how to eat? Was I making a fool of myself? Was I messy? Did I get it the first time I tried? No. Did I cry because I couldn't? You know, have you ever seen a baby try so hard to get it in their mouth and then it falls off, or they just
right, or it's in their nose,
or they're so mad because they're like, you made it look so easy, and I can't get it.
They're wearing it more than they're eating.
Yeah,
right?
and then they get rid of the spoon and it's just
right. Or walking.
That's a good
learning to walk.
That's
down you go.
Time.
And
getting hurt even
not just that. Everybody laughing and clapping.
Yeah.
You made a fool of yourself, and everybody was so excited about it.
You're like, what are you doing?
Right? Why did we stop doing that for people?
All right.
Why did we stop? I could use that.
Trying.
We're trying.
Good try. Good
Right.
try. Good try.
So I feel okay with that. There were moments because you were doing so well, and I was comparing myself a little bit, right? I was all like, oh my God, I can't make my hips do that, and and the other
to be a dancer,
and
I've done
I
these
know
things
that.
in my life.
I
So I was expecting to be okay, but there were things I didn't like about how I moved or whatever, and I kept saying, "Not that, stop that.
Yeah.
Why are you doing that? Enjoy yourself."
Yeah.
Look at, and I didn't know somebody. This is what I think, that no one sees you,
Right.
because they're all looking at themselves.
Right.
So
And that is the truth, right?
And the whole point of belly dancing is to love your body.
Mm-hmm.
It is not to be perfect or judgmental. It's to flow, move your body, and to flow in your body, feel the beat, let your body feel the beat, and then enjoy what that looks like. Not look in the mirror and be like, oh my God. Oh my God. Not do that. Be like, look at you. Okay, well, that was awkward. Let's practice that one. We're going to practice that one.
It's interesting you're talking about comparing. I go to the gym 3 times a week in the morning, and they give me the same exercises as the other person there who's half my age. And I'm always comparing, like, why can she do that and I can't do that?
Yeah.
And the gym instructor says, do you realize that you're almost 70, she's only 35, and your body just isn't you're not, that's why I modify your exercise, where you're holding on and she's not, and I'm like, I'm grabbing the bars and she's holding on. I'm like, I should be able to do that. And then I realize, as you get older, you just have to do what you can do.
Right.
And anything you do. I mean, I am incredibly inspired by what you do.
I was just going to say, that's what you're supposed to just
Right.
move.
Right.
Just move. It doesn't have to be anything spectacular or perfect or anything.
And
just move your body, So hats off to you doing that.
yeah, absolutely.
It's really hard
3
to
times
do
a
that
week.
when you're comparing yourself. And
Yeah.
that's what I have to
And
realize.
that's what we have to let that go. This is not for anybody else. It's for you, your body. And the moment that we're doing it, we're trying to do it for someone, just negates the whole purpose of it.
Right.
I don't think you're going to be as effective. I think it's really important to be like, hey man, this is time for just me.
Mhm.
And I don't really care what y'all do.
And that
unless
becomes-
it's somebody that looks really good. Sometimes I'm like, what? Good job.
Right.
I want to just go up to strangers and go, good job.
Well, before I had my
Good
knee
job.
surgery, I would.
You know,
I mean,
'cause
I'd
I'm
go up to
proud of
people and go,
them.
man,
It's a
nice
lot of work.
knees.
It's a lot of work what they've done to get their bodies there. And there are times where I look at myself in the past, where I look at myself in the mirror and I'd be upset at myself because maybe I'm, can't get something on, or I'm looser or whatever, and I don't like what that looks like. There was a couple times doing the movement, and my leg, when it bounced back, it would jiggle, and I didn't like that. And I'm like, really? In my head, so this is what I'm thinking in my head, like, really? Stop that. Like, you want that to not jiggle, then go work out a little bit harder. Get you're not doing your max weight at the gym. You expect your body to be something other than what you give to it? Like, that's not fair. That's not fair. It's like your body's like, you're supposed to just love it, and instead we're like mad at it because it's not
Right. We're
what
judging
we expect it to be. So it's like so sometimes over my past, I'm very hard on myself. I don't do that. I look at myself and I say, good job I'm glad I look like this for what I've given to myself. I'm glad, So it's like we have to find the love in there.
Right.
This is our body. This
Well,
is
and
what
that's-
we've been given.
That's what I was talking about. Sorry. Let me just smack you. They're talking about our bodies caring for us, right? That this is your other active partner. You have your
I
spirit.
love that. This is your active
this is your
partner.
active partner. This
Yeah,
is where your spirit's hanging out, right? If we're in the Judeo-Christian Bible, we're talking about this being the temple of God.
Yes.
I've called it a meat suit, or
I love a spacesuit. I like
or
a spacesuit.
she's a spacesuit, or suitcase, whatever. Like, this isn't, and anybody that has been to a wake knows, right, that the person is gone,
It's
right?
totally.
That spirit is gone. So this is just what we're hanging out with while we're here on this planet. And I was
like
saying
Avatar,
about,
like that movie
Yeah.
Avatar was so like,
oh
is
yeah,
everybody not recognizing what's
right.
going on
I
here?
love
Like,
that.
this is
And I want that
totally-
tree.
but
But don't
this
get
is-
me off topic.
I know. I love the tree.
It's so hard to be
Oh, the tree
ADD,
is so pretty. Watch that movie. Hey, Sofa Sunday's movie night.
Ooh,
I'm
sounds like
writing
a
that
plan.
down.
So
I'm in.
your
Yes, I
body has built-in wisdom, right? Your heart beats without you telling it to.
Yep.
You can
That's
change,
amazing.
right? It really is,
Isn't that
you know.
incredible? We're not
Yeah.
even paying attention.
And
It
as
breathes,
some,
too.
and it breathes, and as somebody who
Cells
had
divide.
a heart attack,
Right.
right? I can tell you, my body knew something wasn't right. I didn't know what it was, but my body knew enough to take my butt over to the emergency room, right? So it is your immune system,
Oh, yeah.
how it fights off germs and stuff. And we learned a lot about that 5 years ago, you know. So whether you get the vaccines or not, whether you mask or not, you learned about your particular pudding.
Well, what I learned was gunk and this, all this stuff that gets in our lungs and in our nose and all that stuff. It's our body.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that. Like, that's our body defense mechanism, and we kill ourselves by trying to overreact to something going on inside of us.
That is
Anxiety.
doing an active immune system.
Yeah, but that's incredible.
Well, and when you think about the body's ability to create these, I mean, you know, a single cell
Yeah.
and all the different things that need to, most of the time, all the things that need to be in that body are already in that one cell. It's
It's amazing.
amazing.
You know,
Beyond comprehension.
I know you had this as well as I did, you know, a little bit more difficulty getting pregnant.
Yeah.
And when you read up on everything that needs to happen in sequence to create a pregnancy, it's amazing.
I don't know how we're all here.
It is so amazing.
We all
Especially if
are
you're not
servants.
17 in the back seat of a car.
Right.
Right? Like, you know,
Yeah.
if you're like looking to do this, that apparently it's easy there. But, you know, after that, there's a little bit more problems sometimes,
Yes.
you know. So, and like when I read about, you know, and anybody who ever had to take their basal temperature to find out if they were ovulating or
Right.
anything along that, or if your husband was wearing the right underwear and
Wow.
temperature. Like there is so much about
Like
that.
I said, how are we here?
Yeah.
How are so many of us here? I don't
It's really,
understand.
it's really amazing. It's really
It's
an amazing
incredible.
process. So like the fact that our body does care for us, our body does take care of us, you know, and we're in a teaching that says, change your thinking, change your life. And, you know, I've spoken before and in class yesterday, someone spoke about how, you know, what we think about shows on the body. And, you know, for me, since 2019, I've been slowed down, physically speaking. I mean, I had a heart attack. I got diagnosed with cancer. I fell and had compression fracture in my back. Then I had my right hip replaced, then my right knee, then my left hip replaced, and now my left knee. So in that 6-year period, the universe said, sit down, relax, recover. And I was like, no. You know, I'm like, I gotta fight it. I gotta fight. And the more I fought, the more pain I was in. You know, so just surrendering to what was happening for me. And I don't mean in Netflix and chill surrender. You know what I mean? I don't mean like, well, that's it. Can't move. Put your feet up. That's done.
Right.
I mean like, no. And that's what I guess I learned yesterday. Know that there are certain movements my body can't do yet. That doesn't mean I'm not going to. It just means that I can't do that yet. And when I talked to Maheen afterwards, she said, you know, we can adjust some things if something's for you. Just let me know and I'll give you a different movement for it. And I was like, okay, cool. You know, and none of it was too hard for me.
No.
It was just not, I couldn't do it as quick as maybe the things were. And so learning what our bodies are capable of, our individual body is capable of, is so important. And to have that acceptance. You know, yesterday in class, I had my workshop, Sacred Selfies. And part of that was about, you know, we talk about what we see of ourselves. and then shaking that off. And we did some movement
is so good.
to
Yeah,
get
so
rid of that. That's the other reason why we need to move our bodies, is to shake those cells
So
up.
much better when you get the movement going in your body.
Yeah, for sure.
We're not meant to sit all day. Not meant to just be stagnant,
No.
actually, at all. It's
Right.
really bad.
You don't want to go to a body of water that's stagnant.
They say the way that people are working today is worse than smoking.
Yeah.
Just sitting all day.
And my trainer says that people often think if they hurt their back or something that means just sit down and do nothing. But on the other hand, you have to get up and move to make it better. And it might hurt at first, but after a while, it really makes a difference. And I've noticed that too, is that I don't hurt as much if I move in the morning. If I don't move, I hurt a lot.
Yeah.
If I lay around.
And not doing silly
Yeah.
movements, but just
No,
normal,
just normal walking or
normal
whatever.
walking. Back
Get
and
up,
forth,
don't
just-
lay in bed all day.
Yes.
Don't chill on the couch all day. I mean, every once in a while, yeah, but
Right.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I have incorporated like 10 minutes of yoga in the morning just to get
Oiled.
to get myself
Yeah.
stretching and moving, because it has not been. There was so much pain in my knee prior to surgery that just wasn't something that I was willing to do. I'm just gonna be honest.
Ditto.
I was just not willing to do it. Now, with there not be, I have swelling, but I do not have pain. So with not having pain, moving is so much easier. And I'm noticing that, this leg is not as strong. So now it's about building up the muscle,
Yeah.
and being able to do the things that I want to do.
And all the muscles are so important, like every muscle has a job. And if this side is weak, this side's going to compensate, and you're going to have problems. So you've got to really be working on everything. When I work out, it's, I do certain pull muscles and push muscles at different times, but I'm doing them both because they both have their own jobs. And if one's weaker than the other, like I can tell if I'm, I was helping, like for example, playing a sport or something, when you're doing one thing over and over, like play volleyball, they're just hitting over and over and over. They're never doing that over here. They're only doing this over here until that gets tired. Now this muscle's tired, this side has to compensate for it. And it's an off balance, and your body needs the balancing and the working out of all of the muscles equally. So it's so important to have a lot of grace for yourself when you're can't do something, or when you're in pain or whatever, but to keep the movement going and to gradually increase the load so that the muscles continue to grow and continue to be able to do their jobs. Nothing worse than not being able to get yourself up off the floor.
Oh, trust me, I know. I know. I used to laugh at that commercial. I fallen and I can't get up.
That's a big deal.
It is.
And it's unnecessary.
Yeah.
It's just not people aren't realizing. Like my mom's generation, nobody worked out. None of them worked out. I never saw my
But they
mom
weren't
go
sitting
to
around
work out.
scrolling on
didn't
My
have
phones
mom
either.
sat and watched TV all night. As soon as she got home from work, she made dinner and then she watched her shows all night. She didn't do anything else. In her later years, she did stretches. She did some stretches, but she wasn't building muscle. She wasn't trying to maintain the muscle, the structure of her body like that, And so she couldn't always get herself up and down as easily. And I've seen that with that generation. This generation, a lot of the younger generations are starting to starting to be like a normal thing to work out. Like, so my kids see a mom that does work out, so maybe it'll be just like, that's what we do, But for so long, I'm the first one that was doing that in my family. As a female in particular.
I'm amazed with my mother. My mother is still, so she's a real estate agent in Florida, and she has a lot of rentals. And her and her best friend's husband, who's like 5, they do the turns, meaning they do all the cleaning, staging, and painting of these places. And I'm like, can't you? She does hire somebody to clean her house. But she'll go in and clean other people's house, and I love that. It really is easier to clean other
I don't know
people's
why,
house.
but it is.
But there's another thing, right? Cleaning is one of those movement things. It's not just about working out, right? It's about moving your body. I sit at my desk all day long, right? So for me, I've got my watch needs to say, all right, time to get up, go walk. Because otherwise, it's hard on me. I get stiff, right? And
fasciitis.
yeah, you know. And there's the thing. That's the signal that our body says. You know, what we look at, especially in like 2019. Right? 2019, I had walked 7,000 steps before I had that heart attack. I was in the best shape of my life. I was mad. You know, I really was. I was mad because, like, look, this didn't happen when I was not taking care of my body. It happened when I did. But that is because every hamburger I ever ate was in my arteries. So,
but if it happened when you weren't working out, it could have been worse.
I don't know that I would have been as aware, right? And so, over this time period, you know, looking at those things, that pain, that those different attacks or, you know, prognoses and diagnoses as betrayals, but really they were signals from my body saying, pay attention. Pay attention to my thoughts, pay attention to my body, pay attention to my life, pay attention. Mindfulness is something that I think as we've gotten more conveniences, more luxuries,
right,
we've kind of given up on, you know, and making time to be mindfully moving, mindfully eating, mindfully taking care of our spirit and our bodies is a whole different gig than it was before. I listened to a comedian this morning saying, I was a guru before phones were developed. I was waiting for a bus. I was just waiting. You know, I was looking at the condensation on the windows. I was mindful. I went to the bathroom. I just went to the bathroom. I was mindful, you know, and you know, and we're not always those people today. So I think mindfulness in relation to what's happening in our bodies is very important.
I agree, and I had written down that there's 4 ways to focus on our bodies, and that first way is mentally. Our mindfulness is how we're thinking. How are we thinking about our body? How are we thinking about anything, really? Because our body's going to absorb everything. You know, if you feel stressed, you're going to hold it all up in here, right? If you feel angry, you're going to create disease somewhere, something. If you're feeling guilty, all those feelings manifest somewhere because your body is responding to you all the time. So it's really important to not spiritually bypass, but like keep that stuff in check and pay attention to that stuff and pay attention to what your body's doing in reaction too, because your body's trying to help you all the time, right? Trying to take care of you all the time. And then there's that's mental, how you're thinking, and the emotional. So having that, I always call it grace, but like self-compassion. Having that love for yourself. I like to say having grace for yourself, like give yourself a break. Yeah. Like, you know, you're not gonna get it the first time. Like give yourself a few times to try something new or to do something new or to have conversations. Like give yourself some time on that. You know, give yourself a do-over. You show up with it, you know, one of us was talking earlier about showing up in a conversation not the way we wanted to. You gave yourself a do-over. You owned it. The conversation still had to happen. We're sorry for that, but you owned maybe the way that you showed up. That's huge for your body. Instead of holding that in there and keeping that all shoved down, like, no, own that. Let that out. Your body will release. You can feel it in your body when you do that. It's a big deal. And then, of course, we're just talking physical. So we're talking movement, nutrition. It's a huge deal. We're both watching sugar right now, and water is a big problem for me. I wish somebody would just call me all the time. Hey, I'm drinking water. Like I need a water accountability partner. I probably could make billions of dollars just being everyone's water accountability. If you get $1 a month, I'll be your water accountability partner. I call everybody. We're good, right? Because everybody.
You know they have an app for that.
Everybody I know. I know, but I have those apps. I have those apps, but I'm not pressured by that. But if I knew someone was calling me, oh gosh. She's calling me right now. Hold on.
All right, everybody call her. You know she's not going to be answering the phone.
So really about that, and then the rest.
Mm-hmm.
We have like think about these things. Like, how are you resting? Are you actually resting when you are resting? Are you allowing yourself enough rest? Are you working all day? Like there are times during the day where my whole body feels like I just need 10 minutes. Could you stop please for 10 minutes? Just stop. And I will. I'll just put my head down for just set my little timer. 10 minutes and I'm back. Like I'm refreshed. Like sometimes like it's just these little things that our body's asking for and we're just not paying attention. And then what we're doing right now is our spiritual stuff, our prayer work, our meditation work, our gratitude work. Our body responds to all of these things. And so that's a lot. That's 4 different areas and ways that we can support our body, but our body will give back so much more to us when we feed it those things. We feed it the right thoughts. We feed it the right, the grace and the self-compassion. We're looking at ourselves in the mirror and we're seeing our body jiggle a little bit. We're like, I like the way you jiggle, baby.
There you go.
Not,
right?
what is
The
that?
appreciation.
What is that?
Yeah.
No, like, stop that.
Right.
I want to go like, oh, look at you.
You know, but body appreciation, like I'm just gonna
That's
say
what I was
that
gonna
today I'm above ground, and that's
I
a good
know.
thing. You know what I mean? So
I
like,
know.
this is
Thank
the
you,
vehicle
thank
I'm
you,
in.
Thank you.
I have a little reading, little body reading, people. Just put that anywhere.
Pull my little book out. I got a read you on.
I'm on page 493, and it's called The Unity of Life, and it's Ernest Holmes giving us teachings from the New Testament. So this is from Ephesians 4:1-7, and I'm just going to go to the second paragraph. There is one body and one spirit. The entire creation is this body, the body of God, who is one spirit. Within this one body are all bodies. So if I've lost you, just stay with me. This is within the one creation, which is the product of the one spirit, are all bodies. We have learned that all material forms come from one ultimate substance. Any special body is some manifestation of this original stuff. The original substance takes many forms, multiplicity or many within unity or the one. Everything is made out of stardust. We are all God stuff. Everything is all God stuff. So no matter how you've looked at it or judged it or condemned it or whatever, like, this is God. That jiggle is God. That cellulite is God. That me that doesn't work is God. This too is God. And that can be hard to recall when you're, well, for me, I would get mad. I would, and that's my little girl stuff. I'm mad if I can't do something. I'm mad if my body won't cooperate, because in my head, I'm 27. Mm-hmm. In my head, I'm still hiking North Mountain. Mm-hmm. In my head, I am doing all those things I've always done, and my body has not been cooperating.
Bad body.
Right? Like, I get upset about that. So being able to give my body grace and know that this will happen, because it is a goal of mine. I will manifest this because this is what I want. I want to hike North Mountain again. I want to do the 300 steps. I want to go to Bisbee and do the 1,000 steps. Oh. I have 4 steps at home I can't do yet. So, it might take a minute, but to just accept that this is God. And then a little bit further down, it says, here's the mystical saying: God is in all, through all, and above all, which means that we partake of the one life. It is all of us, but we are not all of this life. No man can exhaust the divine nature. No man can exhaust the divine nature. So it's not like I say, hey, God, I want all of this to work. And he's like, you know what? That's just too much. I'm off. It's 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
So
left.
It's not a pie. There's more.
Yeah.
There's more.
Like, no.
But we all live by, in, and through it. It is in us, but also above us. It is in us, but also below us. It is in us and around us. It is what we are, but infinitely. Thank you. Like the wars, Infinity Wars. I still can't say it. Infinitely more than we are. There we go. Yeah. Sometimes those words just get me. infinitely. See, if I'm not reading it, I can say it.
Right.
Infinitely more than
There
what
it
we
is.
are.
Sometimes I
Yay.
just need to remember what syllable the emphasis is on.
Yeah, exactly.
Syllable.
I love her. I love her. Exactly.
She's our comic relief.
There you go. So that is
That's some good stuff
that
right there.
is, yeah.
Some good stuff. I know. I mean, I feel really fortunate that I have a body.
Right? Because it does beat the,
The alternative.
the alternative.
Well, I mean, I don't
right?
know what I don't remember the alternative.
Well, I don't remember the alternative
But I want to
either,
be here
but
as long as I can. So
Yeah.
I'm grateful.
I kind of like this body. She's got cute hair.
She
She
does.
sure
So-
does have cute hair. I love her hair. Love her pink hair. So
Oh, pink
fun.
hair. So what else? What else? What you guys got on the? How you feeling about your body now?
Mentally, emotionally, physically, and
Thinking
spiritually.
about how like the divine nature, you said can't be like no man can exhaust the divine nature. I've known a few men that exhausted my daughter.
Okay, we
Well,
gotta-
girl, I agree.
we gotta keep that for the-
Yeah, so for those that didn't hear it, she
Yeah,
said,
that was-
no man can exhaust the divine nature, but she's known a few that can exhaust her divine nature. There you go. And I would agree. Yes, that's hysterical. I love that.
Funny.
That might need to be a card.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's like perfect. Oh my God, that's funny.
True facts, yeah.
So anything else, any areas in your body that's speaking to you, that speaks to you?
I wanted to say,
Yeah,
in 2018, we found out fascia is another organ.
Mm-hmm.
Our fascia is so smart and it's connected to our neurons and our brain and everything. And so when we're moving our bodies, we're also needing to like move lymph and move fascia. And that's a subtle and gentle like massaging of our own
Right.
physical body.
Unless you're getting rolfed.
Well,
That's not gentle.
That's not gentle at
And
all.
that is the fascia.
That is, yeah. But those things getting trapped, I noticed for myself, like if I don't do the lymph massage and lymph movement, I feel overall more fatigued and more under the weather and less
Interesting.
able. Yeah, and I'm like, well, if I become dependent on doing this as a part of my daily practice, and a little bit I have, and
So
I
what?
think though it's better. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's like a,
That makes you feel better.
yeah, right. It's exactly.
Yeah, and I love the working with the lymph massage and stuff, and that's one of the things that my PT and my orthopedic is like. You know, he goes, I know it sounds counterintuitive, you know, because there is there's not knee pain, but there is nerve pain
Yeah.
that I have after this has all been put together. He's like, massage it,
Yeah.
and I was like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I do. I got the healing oils. I got the hemp cream. I got it. Yeah, I do. You know that because it makes a difference, and
It does.
you know, and how we, you know, there's the / self-care side, right? The part that says how we treat our bodies, especially, you know, sorry, gentlemen, I don't know much on your end. I just know my end, you know, especially as women, we will put ourselves last a lot of times. We will take care of everybody else, our children, our parents, our siblings, a stranger, yeah, you know, the cats, the dogs, whatever. We will take care of everybody else, and at the end of the day, then we're exhausted and we're just sitting there and we're like, I can't do anymore, you know. So we're not giving ourselves that gentle massage, or that, like, I have a foot bath thing, you know, or the bath in general, or a walk, or maybe something good to eat that's, you know, healthy for me, or more water, you know, or tea, whatever it takes, face mask, whatever it takes to say, oh, I care about you. I care about you. I care about you, and I care about you. That's, again, the balance. We can't just care for others. We cannot give from an empty cup.
Right. That's what you know. Can't give from an empty cup. Although we certainly try.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Certainly do try to do that.
Yeah. Exactly.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
I'm glad you were all here to get filled up today.
I know. Try some movement.
Yeah.
Dance a little. We're meant to be moving.
I'll pick some songs in Reverend Cheeny's dance moves.
Oh my gosh. That was a fun class yesterday. Yeah, talking about like how the selfie class that she taught yesterday. Maybe you'll teach it again here.
I think
She's
I'll
gonna be
probably
teaching
do it.
in Anton.
I think I'll probably do it online next year, but I didn't want to do it online the first
Well,
time.
you needed to run
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So, but that was such a great class because it was showing physically
Mhm.
the effects of thinking about yourself
Mhm.
through her prompts and the way that she did things throughout the class. There was 4 sections, right, that we moved through, and the selfies that were taken just for our own awareness. We didn't share them with each other and didn't have to do anything with it, but being able to take that and see our own self and then see that self change as we moved through the thing was really an eye-opener, and I knew it was going to be like that, the way that you wrote it up. So I was excited for the class, but I highly recommend if you're going to Anton, make sure that you tag this one.
Yeah, that you come
Because
to my
it's
class.
something that you can, once you kind of learn this, what she's doing, you can like even, that could be a self-practice that you do for yourself, you know, every so often, just check in with yourself and run through the program and then take your selfies. I think it's very beneficial. I had a great time yesterday. It was perfect.
I had a great time too. Yeah,
Perfect.
it was
Yeah,
a lot of fun.
and there was movement in there, which I was like, hey.
Right, because again, shake it out.
Yeah.
You got to get rid
And
of
it
it.
was good for me because I feel like
Yeah.
I've been holding like this
Yeah.
kind of this tense thing, and so to have the belly dancing and then your thing right after, and both of them had so much movement, I was like,
Yeah, I was exhausted last night.
I know, I was like, ooh,
that was way more movement.
it was good.
Yeah, there was way more movement in my life, but yeah, I'm glad.
Oh,
I'm glad.
I love that. Yeah. So everybody feeling
I want to talk a little bit about the psychology of some things. Sometimes that can drag you really down. And I found you have to advocate for yourself because for the last 2 years, I've been thinking my memory is going. And I have dementia in my family, and it was really scaring me. And I couldn't get a doctor to take me seriously. Finally, my PCP said, okay, we'll send you for an MRI. And they did, and it came back normal. And I'm like, okay, now I can at least go on with it and be assured it's just normal aging. Because getting old doesn't come with an instruction book, and I don't know what other people are thinking or feeling. I can't remember names, I can't remember things, I can't pull the word out. And she said that's just part of the aging process. But just the idea that I advocated for myself, somebody took me seriously enough to at least have it checked, it changed my whole outlook on life.
Right.
Just overnight. Literally, I was so stressed out about it. I didn't realize how stressed I was until she said that. And then this just thing melted off my back. So sometimes you have to go out and advocate for yourself just to get that stress out, the psychology of it.
Absolutely. As, you know, and I will back that up because I found a lump in my breast at 25. I was not diagnosed at 29 and a half because nobody took me seriously. And it was stage 3 by then.
Right.
So when somebody says, I feel this, or I'm like, go tell them you want a sonogram. Go, well, they won't give me a bio. Tell them you want one, you know, like, because we don't know.
Right.
You know, we don't know. And that peace of mind is so worth it.
It makes
I
a
agree.
huge difference.
It makes
I was
a
so
huge
stressed
difference.
out, I had no idea
Yeah.
how stressed it was.
Right? And like with this knee, because I've had so much more issues, so to speak, or recovery with the left knee, I had nothing with the right knee. Nothing. So the left knee, I'm like, hey, I got a twinge here. Hey, it's doing this here. Oh, we got swelling, you know, and he's like, you know, that's normal.
Yeah, they're not the same.
Yeah, he's like,
that's
their
own.
Yeah, he's like, that's normal. And I was like, well, since that wasn't my experience before, I have to bring it up so that I have peace of mind. And I'm so with you. I felt like this left knee made less swelling overnight after seeing my orthopedic surgeon. Like, you know, like it was all of a sudden.
The stress was
I
driving me
believe
to
it.
Yeah. And then it dropped. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, I believe it. 100%. Because you were focusing on
Because I was focused on this. There's
and your
something
mind
wrong.
was like, wait, what?
Yeah, and he's like, you know, because there was a pain, but he's like that. He's like showing me the X-rays. He goes, that's not a bone pain. That's a nerve or fascia pain. And I'm like, okay.
Well, nerve pain sucks anyway.
You know, I'm like, okay. Well, you can make a difference though. Like it makes a difference for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as I know it's normal, I'm okay with it. I just
Right.
want to know it's not normal.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, if there are parts that you.
Even if it wasn't normal, as long as I know that, I can deal with it. But not knowing is more scary than knowing.
It's scary because
Oh,
you
yeah.
go on, your brain will conjure up all kinds of things that it could be. And then with the internet today, we're all
Right,
doomed
yeah.
Oh yeah.
to make
That was
ourselves
scary.
crazy.
WebMD. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why they always say, please don't go search this on the internet. Please don't do that,
Oh,
right?
and doctors love to hear your opinion.
Oh yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. I make sure I tell them. So I was on WebMD. No, I don't. I do not do
Yeah,
that.
they're like, there'll be a quiz later.
Yeah, yeah. It's
I
like,
I just want to see what you.
I was like, are you
know,
aware?
because I know
I'm
everything.
sure you know.
I'm sure you know.
Well, I have a doctor in my house,
Yeah.
family, so
Yeah.
I'll
So
call
you
him.
just check
I
with
just
him.
send it right over to him. Hey,
Yeah.
so I had such and such happening,
Yeah.
and then what do you think that's about? You know, or and then sometimes it's embarrassing to tell your son. He's
Yeah.
like, Mom, please, I deal with this every day, all day. It's no big deal. I'm like, well, for me, it's a big deal.
Yeah, right.
Sorry, it was weird for me, but I'm glad I'm okay.
Yeah.
You know,
There you
yeah. Like, he's so
Yeah.
funny. He's like,
Yeah. Yeah. So whatever. Yeah.
Mom, this is like it happens under that. Yeah. Well, it's for me. Okay, just one time for me.
I love
But
it.
it is good to just advocate for yourself. You know,
Yes.
you have your body's back, and your body has your back.
Yes.
And that's you're a team. a
And
partnership.
nobody knows you better than you.
Yeah, that's
you,
true too.
Yeah. You know you. So
You're like, I don't normally have a pain here.
Yes.
I am telling you, I don't care what you think I don't or am or I'm not
And-
experiencing. I'm telling you, this is not normal
Right.
for me.
for me,
Yeah.
Right.
yes. And that, I think, going back to when I was originally diagnosed with cancer, every time I brought it up, they said, cancer doesn't do this, cancer doesn't
Oh
do
my
that,
God.
cancer doesn't do this. And again,
And
this
was
was,
a long time
this
ago,
was
right?
97.
Because now I know cancer
Right.
does do whatever.
96 and 97. So there has been
Yeah.
so many advances in breast cancer treatment
Yes.
since then. So, but at that time period, being in my late 20s, I had no idea. There was nobody talking about it.
Right.
It was not, there weren't pink ribbons everywhere. There was
Right.
not the knowledge that there is now.
Right.
We didn't even have the internet
advocacy
available.
for it,
So,
the advocacy
yeah.
and the help.
So at that time period, I just trusted.
Mm-hmm.
I just trusted until there was nothing to where I was at a point where now even they could see there was an issue. And so when they say this is normal or whatever like that, if it doesn't get better, do something. Keep going. Find a second
Have
opinion.
them do extra tests or whatever.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I had
Be the squeaky wheel.
I had a boss when I was a teacher years and years ago in 2000, and she was diagnosed with breast cancer, one or the other, and they were treating it. Nothing was happening there, and they told her, they said, "Look, I think you gotta just probably get prepared." And she had a little girl, this whole thing, and she was like, "Oh my God," So she was freaking out about that, and then she came to them and she said, "Look," she said, "if it's showing up here and if it's showing up there, why aren't you testing it to see what kind it is? Like, why aren't you taking it and do it?" And they were like, "Well, we can, but we're letting you know that we've already treated you this way and it hasn't done anything or whatever." But they did, for whatever reason. Usually they don't, but they did. She had asked, and they learned that it wasn't that. It was showing up either in the breast or lymph, but it wasn't that cancer. It was a completely different cancer, but showing up in another place. And when they started treating it like the cancer that it actually was, despite where it was showing up, she started having results. And they were like, their brains were like, what? Because it wasn't acting like it was supposed to act. And then we all learned, like, well, it doesn't act like it's supposed to, apparently. It just does whatever the hell it wants,
Yeah.
So
It just does what it wants.
so it's
Exactly.
really important to keep pushing and keep. That's why she got what she wanted, or else they had just said, well, but she kept pushing, probably because she had a little 5-year-old daughter and she was fighting for.
Yeah, sure.
So she kept pushing, and luckily she had a doctor that listened and tried something else. And that's
Awesome.
what we have to do. We have to do that. We have to know that we innately know.
Yes. We know our bodies.
So I don't know.
All right.
Very interesting.
You ready to pray us out?
Yes.
All right.
Okay. Let's take a deep breath. Just shake all that. Just release everything. Recognizing one life, one energy, one source. We call it divine, we call it God, we call it spirit. It is all there is. It is every cell, every breath. It is everything. We're each made of that divine, I think Jeannie likes to say, sparkling God stuff. We are each made of the stuff that is God. We are unique. We are manifestations of the one life. And as we experience this life, as we move with it, as it moves in, as and through us, I speak my word knowing that this is my truth, and this is everyone's truth in this room and hearing my voice and beyond. And as we allow ourselves to recognize this truth, as we allow ourselves to recognize the life that flows in, as, and through us, we recognize the partnership between our spirit and our body. We recognize the energy that flows back and forth through the breath, through every cell, through every movement. And we allow the grace, we allow the love, we allow the compassion for our bodies. We send it beautiful thoughts. We recognize the partnership, the giving and the receiving that just flows effortlessly around and around. And I'm grateful for this partnership. I am grateful for everything my body gives me. I'm grateful for everything our bodies give all of us. It allows our spirit to experience this human experience in all of its glory. And I know that we each bless our bodies, allowing the love to flow. And listening to what our bodies say to us. We allow the partnership. And I'm grateful for our time together, for the ideas, for the sharing, for the experiences. So I let our time together just go, knowing that it has been blessed by our divine guidance. And I know that it's already been perfectly done in the mind of God. And together we sing. And
So it is. Woohoo! There we go.
How can we support you?
Oh, thanks for asking.
Maybe
So-
contrived.
Yeah. So if you would like to support us, there is a couple of ways that can happen. One, like and subscribe if you are on our YouTube channel. You can come over and join us at our Facebook group, which is Sofa Sundays. And I'd really like that because I think we're at 848 people and I'd love to see it go over 1,000. So come on over. And if you would like to give financially, please go to beginwithinministries.com. There's a place to make a one-time donation, or you can become a spiritual church club partner for $45 a month for a single, or $75 for a couple and family.
That's a bargain.
It is a bargain. And with that comes your very own cup mug.
Well, yes,
Yeah.
our logo.
Oh, wait a minute. There we go.
Two logos.
We got two logos.
We have two
there.
logos now.
Yeah, we're so
We're
cool.
so cool.
And then our classes that Michelle and I teach come to you for free. If there's something else available, then
Like
you would
the
get
monks,
a
The
discount.
monks come
Well,
was a
the monks, we
gift
did do a
to our
gift there, so yeah.
Right, and so, if you're looking for a community, if you're looking for like-minded individuals who want to just keep growing spiritually, creating a life they love, this is the place for you. And if you're local, we'd love to have you come here in person, get your hug, man. Come on over over here.
Come on over.
But if you're not, we love that you join us online, of course.
Yes.
We love to see our friends online, especially some of our friends that we've met across the country. So and Evie's sister. All the way
Right.
out in
So it
Australia.
makes us global.
Makes us global.
Yes, we
global.
appreciate that, Chris.
Global
Yay.
ministry now. Yes. So we love you all. Thanks for being with us today, and we look forward to seeing you next Sunday.
Next Sunday
Or in
we'll
the
be
group,
here.
Or check us out.
Yes, check us out in the group. Let's see. Next Sunday will be Healing Energy Flows Throughout My Body.
Yes.
So join us
Yes.
for our Health and Wellness Month. Thanks.
Bye. Where is it? It's got the little things on there.
Thanks for watching. Tune in again next week at 11:11 a.m. Pacific Time, or Monday evening at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. In partnership with New Thought Media Network.